for some timely advice for people on the hunt for a job. Di?
That's right, Pat. With the economic crisis putting more and more people out of work, everyone must make the most of every opportunity to network. And it's for a good reason. The majority of jobs are actually obtained because someone had a connection. And our next guest says it is crucial to treat every encounter as an opportunity. Stevie Ray, motivational speaker and corporate development, joins us today to talk about, man, the 5 biggest mistakes that we make when we're trying to network. And so, number 1, we don't want to appear desperate.
Even though we kind of are. A lot of people, well, if you're taking advantage of a networking opportunity, which should be not just at a networking function, but also at parties and meeting somebody on the street, there's this immediate thought of, oh, I have to turn this into an opportunity. The worst thing you can do is start talking about yourself. You are much more interesting if you let the other person talk. So as long as you keep that prospect of yours talking about their needs, later on you say, you know, I have some thoughts about that. Why don't I get back to you? Instead of saying, hey, I got something,
right,
you know, let's do it.
And then also, number 2, don't do all the talking. Right?
Exactly, because that just shows that you're not a good partner in any working relationship. People can't be talked into anything. There's an old rule in sales. You can't talk anybody into anything, but you can listen them into it. So the more you listen, the more they're going to find you a thoughtful person and somebody who's got their best interest in mind.
Excellent. Then you say ask instead of offering. So what do you mean by that? Oh,
instead of just offering what you have, you want to ask what they need. This kind of goes back to the listening thing, is if you start right off with here's what I need, people are inherently self-interested. And say I meet somebody who is who's the head of an HR department or something like that, or somebody who is part of a company. If I say right away, well, hey, I'm looking for something, now that's all about you and not about them. But if you say, well, what kind of things are you running into? What kind of problems are you having down there? You give somebody an opportunity to talk about their problems, they'll talk about their problems and about the challenges they have in that workplace or what they're looking to fill. And regardless of what you hear, there are companies out there still hiring because they still need to make a sale, generate business, please the customer, and they need people to do that. And the layoffs that we're experiencing now are going to start turning around really fast. So the connections you make personally right now will have a big impact in a short period of time.
Then you say think inside the box. Now explain that. Because we always hear the term outside the box.
You got to get outside. Most people think only in terms of what they were trained to do or what their education is. And that's a very limiting view of yourself, and it keeps you in a very small box. If instead you talk about this other person's needs and you think about what you're really good at, just what you're good at, not what you're trained at or what you've done or what's on your resume. Because frankly, everybody makes decisions based entirely upon emotion. If they like you, they will find an excuse to hire you.
And the 5th one is not doing your homework, so you got to do your homework.
Oh, you got to learn all about these places. If you just find out a little bit and say, okay, well, let's talk, it'll be pretty obvious pretty soon that you haven't done your homework, and that's disrespectful.
Excellent. Thank you. Great tips. We really appreciate you joining us today. And we've posted all of Stevie Ray's networking advice on KARE11.com, so head to take care of your career.